Hey guys, it's Rome. So in this video, I'm going to walk you guys through how I set up my different handguns for training with the Mantis X Elite system. Now, you guys who follow me on social media and also, hang out with me at the range, you guys know that I carry or utilize two different caliber handguns. I have the Glock 48 and I also have the Glock 22. Sometimes I use it with a conversion barrel. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Now, the Mantis system, guys, as you know, comes with this little sensor here that you're going to mount onto a rail. So for the Glock 48, I have to actually mount this on one of the magazines because it doesn't fit on the rail because of the unique size of this rail. So I usually just have this with some double-sided tape connect it to one of the magazines, and then I can attach the sensor to that. All right, so for as far as the Glock 22 or your Glock 17, Glock 19 that has this rail, you're going to be able to attach it to that rail. So that's what we're going to do this morning. Now, as you guys see, I do have a light on this 48, and I usually have a light on this 22 as well. So I have the Balder S. This is the blue version. I'll use this sometimes. One of the first lights that I got for this firearm was the TLR 6. This is a nice light. It's only 100 lumens. It does have a built-in laser. So if you're looking for something like that and you're a little bit on a budget, this could be an excellent light because it just matches up really well with the gun's profile. This one here just mounts on really simply as well. You just depress this little tab like so. That's going to lock in place, lock that little piece on, and you're pretty much good to go. So my options are, when training with this gun, is to mount the sensor here on the rail or mount it on a magazine and just have it butt mounted or whatever the case it may be. Now, when I'm doing like my two-gun training, when I'm using my AR and also a handgun, I like to have them all set up basically similar. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a tip here. When I first received the Mantis system, I thought it was something wrong with it because I could not get this to mount onto the gun's rail. I mean, I would push and push and push, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is not going to work. I'm going to wind up breaking this thing, and I'm going to show you what normally happens. Let me go ahead and drop this slide. You guys can see all of these weapons are clear. There's no ammo. Okay. So the problem that I ran into was that you cannot just get this to slide on. So what you need to do is to add just a little bit of gun oil on here, and this will slide on with no problem whatsoever. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. I know I got some gun oil around here somewhere. So you're just going to take maybe one drop. You don't need a lot, and this will usually last a long time. So usually I'll just take like one little drop like that, and I'll run that in along the rail. And you should have enough maybe on your fingers. You probably want to wear gloves for this, but you can run it on both sides like that. You guys see? All right, so now you see it'll just slide on much easier. You have better control of it. You can lock it in place, no problem. So then you can mount this, face forward facing, and then you can set that up in the app so you're going to have it going in the right direction or in the opposite, whichever you choose, okay? All right, so let's put our oil away. If you're curious about which gun oil I'm using, let me go ahead and show you guys here. This is what I'm using. This is not something that you have to purchase. It's just what I use. So we're not going to be using this gun today, so we're going to go ahead and put this one out of the way, but we already talked about how I would set this up. This gun is also clear, just in case, my guys out there are looking. Yes, there's no ammo. There's no ammo on this table anywhere near these weapons. So safety first, guys, safety first. All right, so that's the only thing you're going to need from the Mantis kit if you're going to be working with a firearm. So you don't need any of the other things. If you've already charged everything up, you're going to be pretty much good to go. All right, so the next option that you want to look at is how are you going to carry this weapon for training? I always recommend carry the weapon or train with the weapon the same way you're going to carry it, okay? Now, I have two Alien Gear holsters here. These are both photon holsters. Now, what's cool about these holsters, guys, is that you can either wear these as an OWB or IWB. It just depends on how you want to utilize it. It actually comes with all of the hardware to swap it back out. Now, I have the outer waistband clip on here so that I can mount this on like a belt So when I'm training, it's more like range day type of training. Now these are all light bearing holsters. Here's the one for the 48. As you guys can see, it's also a light bearing holster. Same setup, it's exactly the same. You know, of course, there's going to be a difference in size, so make sure you order the right holster for your weapon. Now, if you're ordering one of these holsters and you do not get the light bearing holster, you will not be able to use the gun the way I have it set up, right? Because there's no way for it to be able to fit inside of the holster if you have this X10 already connected to it, right? So now I can just drop that in. I still get pretty good retention, even though there is no light inside of this holster. And then when I'm, going through my draw cadences, I can just quick draw. I'll still be able to put it back in the holster, no problem. This is basically what it's going to look like when you're wearing it. Here's the front profile, or the forward facing profile. There's the back, either side. So what this is going to allow you to do is to do your draw drills. The Mantis system, guys, gives you a lot of drills that you can go through. Most of you guys have already experienced some of those, so you've been practicing with them, and I highly recommend that you do that more on a regular basis. So what I've been doing is I've been trying to train with the Mantis system, guys, at least once a day for anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes, just doing draw drills, shooting drills, things like that. And I'm telling you guys, this system right here has improved my shooting at least 10 to 15%. So I am a huge fan of the Mantis X Elite. You guys know I also use the Blackbeard with my AR. So it's just a system that is designed for users, whether you're in law enforcement, military, your civilian training, if you're a competition trainer, regardless of whatever it is, it's going to be an excellent system. And then when you pair that with something that you're very comfortable with, like one of these Alien Gear holsters, because this is a holster that I would really wear on a daily basis. Now, would I always walk around, everywhere I'm going with an outer waistband holster? Probably not. Not unless it's in the, winter months when you're wearing a big jacket or something like that. But like I said, this does have the hardware where you can convert this to an IWB holster, and you're still going to get the same, rigidness of the holster. You still will have your light bearing capability with this holster. A lot of features. You probably have already seen a video that I've done on these holsters themselves. So anyway, guys, just so I could help you guys out this morning, I wanted to go ahead and do a quick video showing you guys how I set everything up, how I'm training with this. And yes, I'm using this with a gun belt. I do have magazine holsters as well, whether they be for 9mm, 40, or AR, so it just depends on how you want to set your gun belt up. If you guys want me to do a video on gun belts, let me know, and I will produce a video for you guys showing you how I went through all the steps of setting up my gun belt. All right, guys, it's been Rome with Rome Knows Tech. I just wanted to get this video out this morning because I know a lot of you guys are going to be hitting the range over the weekends. That's great. But if you're doing what I recommend all the time in the group, do those daily dry fire drills. Work with your Mantis system, get a good holster, and set everything up the way you would really carry your weapon on a daily basis, guys. That's going to make set you up for success. All right, guys, I will catch you all in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Peace. I'm out. Keep your eyes on the target.